they're like, you have to stay. And I'm like, I am like seeing birds like circle around my head. I'm like ringing in my ears.
Oh,
I'm just like stuttering. I'm like, I can't make a decision right now, let alone chase a ball.
we have a very, very special guest today, Savannah. Savannah has joined us, and she has an incredible story about resilience and advocating for yourself. Savannah, I'm so happy that you're here with me today, and I think our audience can learn so, so much from your story. Let's just start with a quick background of who you were before all these concussions.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I think, the big reason I'm here is to, try to tell a little bit about my story and hopefully others can learn and, not make any of the same mistakes I did. But I would say before the accident, my life was on track to exactly how I wanted it to go. I just finished two master's degrees at Bentley University in marketing analytics and my MBA. I was super proud. I took coding classes, like challenged myself far beyond beliefs. Prior to that, I was a Division II scholarship athlete for track and field, which I carried athletics after the collegiate level, I suppose, to, co-ed rec leagues and just different community, races and other stuff like that to keep me in the sports world. I really enjoy skiing, soccer, track running, and hiking, just being outdoors. And I would say my career was going great. My health was awesome. I was in great shape, doing all of the things I needed to do. And just like that, it can all change. But it's definitely been a journey, but I'm definitely a new and improved person, I'd say.
Wow. Man, talk about a physically demanding lifestyle before the accident. Definitely an overachiever, both educationally and professionally. You're making me look bad over here. Let's go. I know it might be tough to revisit, but that day where you saw things completely change for you.
Yeah, so I'd like to say my story isn't just like a quick 10-minute blip, but it is a series of unfortunate events. I sustained three concussions over the summer of 2023, which is the summer I turned 25. The first one was in May, and that one was sustained during a co-ed soccer game. And because of my height, I was put in the wall defending the goal. And I just had a behemoth of a man drill a ball right at my face. And of course, I stopped it because I'm his height, but I was like wrong. I was like, we're done after that. I just walked off, but honestly, like I walked off myself. I was fine. Like, yes, it was a boy, so it was a bit tougher than I was used to, but I thought I could handle it. Everything felt fine. I just benched myself for the next 2 weeks. My PCP was like, just do the normal concussion protocol. I thought I was good.
Real quick,
And
sir, I don't mean to
yeah,
interrupt. Ball did not go in.
no.
Silver lining. Okay, all right. Just had to ask.
But then I had to leave, and I was like the only girl that was like, so then the boys couldn't play anymore because they need two girls on the field at all times. So they're like, you have to stay. And I'm like, I am like seeing birds like circle around my head. I'm like ringing in my ears.
Oh,
I'm just like stuttering. I'm like, I can't make a decision right now, let alone chase a ball. But they understood. I mean, they they saw the hit and the refs were even like, get away, like we'll just end it here. But
well,
it
way to
was a
look at
silly
your
beer
body.
league soccer game. We didn't need to go this hard.
Seriously. Okay, that was concussion number one. I'm glad
Yes.
we could laugh and joke about it a little bit, but this did ultimately start the progression to change your life drastically. When did number concussion number two happen for you?
Yeah, so this one was a bit more severe. My second concussion was in June of 2023. I went on a hiking trip to Vermont. I was celebrating my 25th birthday, so brought my best friend Catherine with me, and I was just gonna show her, like I was in charge of the trip. I was gonna show her everything and be like, this is what I grew up with and what I like to do for fun. And we had an amazing itinerary planned, good to go. We headed for the mountains. This was about a month after the first concussion. And when I was driving up, it was a 5 hour drive from southern New Hampshire. And I was driving up and just not feeling myself. I pride myself on being a fantastic driver. My family's into motorsports and take a lot of classes, and my driving was shit. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Um, it just didn't feel right. And I was like blaming it on the long period of time, me working long hours, doing all the sports. I kind of brushed it off. But that to me was like the first, like, kind of light, like red flag.
When you say your driving was off, explain that to me and to
Tracking
the
was
list.
hard, and just like my processing was slow. And I had a lot of migraines and just like hard time focusing even, like I'm like focus on this and just like changing from speed limit to odometer to like, you know side view mirrors, rear view mirrors, all the merging, all the lanes, watch out for cops, the whole 9 yards. And I was in one of our like nicer cars. I asked to take one of like the family cars up for our nice birthday trip, and there was no way I was letting anyone else drive that car. So I had kind of a bit of too much pride on my shoulder, like this really has to go well. I can't get sick. I'm the only one who can really bring us around and get us home safe. Just because I asked for this favor of my parents, it was dumb in hindsight. Should bring my own car that I was okay with trashing, but here we are. But once we started the hike, we went to a waterfall hike on like Smuggler's Notch, and it was gorgeous, but I don't know what it was. I wasn't having it. Again, it was like couldn't label anything though. I was at the point of could not label any sensations, could not label what was physically going on with me. I just had like a blanket of unwellness.
Hmm.
And I kept hiking, and I was like so dehydrated, but no matter how much I drank, I was still dehydrated. And so I couldn't, like, I was taking an absurd amount of water, and I was dizzy and my balance was bad. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, we should probably cut the hiking day short because we're stumbling on like waterfall rocks and stuff. I might wipe out. We took a few pictures and headed back, called it an early night so we could try to do day two and just, make up for day one. Well, the day two, I woke up and I thought I was dying. It was like absolute death feeling, and I was scared. I was like, what do you do when you're like this on vacation with a friend in a hotel at a state that's not yours? And you're the one that planned this whole thing, and you had made the itinerary, and it's supposed to be so fun. And I'm just like, don't have it together. And I'm trying my best because it's you want to have fun and show someone a good time. But at the same time, I looked at Catherine and I said, I think I'm gonna throw up. And she's like, what's wrong? Like, you just woke up. And I was laying flat in bed. I felt pressure in my face, ringing in my ears, heart palpitations. I then got up and made my way to the bathroom thinking I was going to throw up. And bam, I hit the floor, blacked out. Don't remember much of what happened because I was unconscious, but I woke up to me being on the bathroom floor that was completely destroyed by me. I guess I was convulsing with like worried about seizure. We don't know. It was Catherine's whole explanation was the only way we knew what happened. But I knew when once I woke up, the scariest thing was I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what happened. I was completely confused, and I just knew Catherine was a friendly face. So she was basically like my mom for a bit while we waited for EMS to get there. I was really slow with processing. I wasn't speaking much. I was very confused. I mean, I knew like my birthday and who was president, and that's all they asked me. But uh, it was other stuff that I was just like, why am I here? What am I doing here? Like, very strange. The EMS, the EMTs, and people who responded, I would say, scared me. I don't understand why they scared me so much, but I was too fearful to work with them, and they were very, I guess they couldn't explain what was going on with me, and I wasn't, I guess, filling out the boxes on their pre-screen correctly. And they were questioning if I was on drugs, and I was like, I couldn't even talk, trying to tell them I'm not on drugs. He's like, then why are you falling and passing out? And it got so like accusatory at that point. I was like, I'm just gonna sign off and we're just gonna drive home right now to my PCP. So, and then I had to drive the car home.
Oh, no.
Yes, I mean, I was scared shitless. My friend was hysterically crying. She thought I died. I had no idea what was going on. And they were like, we're gonna search your room. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm just here hiking. And they couldn't believe it. They're like, why are two girls just here hiking? I'm like, because you can like nature. I don't know. They weren't having it with me, but that was like a big pivotal moment where I would have changed that decision and probably just dealt with the fear over that 5 hour drive home to my PCP.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how you made those 5 hours driving.
I I didn't either. I was just again, I like pride myself like the ego was too high with my driving. I was like, we have to make it. There's this car is worth more than me. We need to go home. Like, but it's not. But in my eyes, it was, like it was my passion, my hobby.
So, okay, just so I get a clearer picture, concussion one happens with the soccer.
Yes.
Couple weeks later, you go on this hiking trip.
Yep.
Okay, this is when things become like you're off, your body's off, things aren't you're
Overexerting
actually just
myself.
you say that
Like,
again.
and that overexerting myself, like that's what set the concussion off. I know it. If I just like laid low, it would have been not me having heart palpitations and dropping and having, like seizures and stuff.
So did
So,
you hit your head again on the bathroom floor or no?
so I hit it on the toilet and then I was like convulsing. So honestly, my friend ran out into the hallway to get help and they didn't see me for that period of time because they were calling 911 and such. So yeah, my head was getting bashed around. I mean, I had to pay for the hotel room that I destroyed after.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I was like, great. I took the towel rack down, the shower curtain, the trash everywhere because I kicked the trash can everywhere and dumped. Oh, it was just, and everyone was upset. Like, I felt like everyone was mad at me. And that's why I just like had to get out of there. I was like, you ruined this hotel. You're on drugs. You're irresponsible. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like I really didn't think I did anything wrong. I really felt like I prepared in every way I could have. And I guess a lot of my thoughts after the injury is like, what could I have done?
Mhm.
And it was a shitty situation all around, but I would have been a bit less timid, I think, and advocate more for myself because there's still one more concussion to go.
Yeah, holy cow. Just a quick pause. Sorry for that. You said your friend was you didn't really like it was just a familiar face. Everything else was completely foreign
Yeah.
to you. How were you able to locate your car and then get home if everything was so like did you
Yeah.
know where home was?
So yes, I did. It came later. Everything slowly came back, and then it will quickly go away again. That's why it was like the concussion was tricking me. Like I rehabbed for that month, and then I went hiking, and oh, I just got my heart rate up and created a migraine, and then stacked a million other issues on top, and then look what happened. So
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're home, you see your PCP. What does your primary care provider say happened?
Oh, so primary care took an x-ray and they saw that I had mild degenerative like disc like compression between C like 4 to C7, and they said I should go to physical therapy. So then I went to neck physical therapy for I'd say 5 months before I was crying every single session. I was like, I'm sorry, but this is hurting me and I feel difficult, but it's the truth. And I'm like, it's not getting better. And that was the first time PT has never worked for me. That's why I knew something was wrong. Like, I've had my knees reconstructed, my ankles reconstructed just from sports injuries. And like, I can rehab that fine. But this was just like something I've never really experienced before. Um, Once I saw my BCP and we went to physical therapy, I exited out of that and said I need more support. That's kind of where concussion number three triggered my parents getting involved. I was just we were taking care of my grandfather in hospice at my house, and we were all on deck to like be there for him in his last few months. Um, and so I was helping him to the bathroom because I was like, all right, I'm disabled. Opa's disabled, my grandfather. Let's just help each other out. But we both took a fall. And that was my third concussion. And after that fall, I lost my ability to swallow, to walk, to I mean, I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't drive. I was bedridden. I would need the mechanic chair. You know how the mechanics have the little chair they go around? I needed the mechanic chair in my room from my bed to the bathroom to get me there.
Wow.
I was like, Dad, bring up the mechanic chair. We need it in the car on the carpet. He's like, oh God.
Oh,
So that needs to get redone at some point. Like oil spills all up here. It's a disaster. But we made it work and we made it work quick, you know? So
yeah.
that's all really you can ask for is like an idea is an idea. And sometimes when you're in a lot of pain, you don't come up with ideas. You can't. You're just stuck. And I felt really stuck at this point. Like I couldn't come up with any ideas. And my parents were basically begging for a neurologist at this point. They put me, while I was in PT, I was waiting for the neurologist. But at month 5, I saw the neurologist. And then um, she did her best, but she made me go through all the basics before she would treat me seriously. And that's about 2 appointments. And that with how booked everything is, that took like 2 months.
Yeah.
So by the time I got an MRI, which she wanted me to do more like Botox and PRP shots and steroid injections, and I've done them all. I'm like, could we please take an MRI? And she's like, insurance won't cover it. I got all my credit cards out and I was like, I'm this serious. We're doing the MRI, book it. So she's like, insurance won't cover it. I go, don't care, I'll figure it out later. I will fight this another day, but right now I need an MRI on Thanksgiving Day. That so this the injuries were, in the summer. This is now November, like Thanksgiving time. I got the MRI and the doctor sent me a message saying we needed to have an emergency meeting the day after Thanksgiving and to let me know when the ambulance should pick me up. And so that was my conversation at Thanksgiving dinner. And I had emergency spine surgery on December 1st, 2023, with a spinal cord injury and needed a fusion, removal, cornucopia, I could list like 800 things they did. And I had no idea what was happening, what was going on. I barely knew what surgery they were doing. They were like, how are you still walking? You did PT and like your spinal cord didn't snap. And I was like, I didn't know. And they were like, couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it either, but it does sound ridiculous. And how could I have made it that long
Holy.
doing everything I was doing in that state? But it happened. And if I wasn't extremely aggressive and financially ruined myself, I probably wouldn't be here today. But again, like that has changed my look at the world. And, like what is money? What is success? What is happiness? I'm like,
So,
I'm here and I
yeah.
can walk. I'm doing pretty good.
Did goodness gracious. I mean, there are so many things I want to dive into with what you
Yep.
shared. It's remarkable that you say all of this with a smile and like laughing.
I try. It's very uncomfortable for me, I'll be honest. It's the only way I can get through it.
Yeah.
I
No, I'm with
have
you.
to make light of it, or I don't know. Otherwise, it's like you're scared of it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, just like joke about it until it feels like a joke.
Such a great approach. That's what I do with
Yeah.
mine too. I mean, that and self-deprecation. Like that's how I
Yeah.
survive. Just
Yep.
horrible in a horrible state. Okay. So when you got the MRI, right?
Yes.
Were you still unable to walk at this point?
Yeah, my like I had basically I'm like going to my PCP. I'm like, my parents are here taking care of me. Like we need to do this. And it's still they thought it was like mental. They put me to a lot of psychiatrists and stuff, which those drugs didn't really work out either.
Mhm.
But yeah, for the most part, it was the MRI was basically just like me pushing for it to prove there was something there because you can't really do anything if you break your back.
Right.
My dad has broken his back. I guess it runs in the family.
Yeah.
But it just you just have to let it heal. But there were definitely other issues like the concussion and like the spinal cord injury that went under the radar that are completely way more serious than, breaking bones.
So when
So
you
sorry if I got a little off track there. I'm trying to stay on, I'm like my order of analysis is going through, and I'm like, where am I in this saga of the series of the
No, no,
unfortunate events?
we're totally fine. So when you take that, you get that third concussion, helping your grandfather.
Yeah.
You were knocked unconscious?
Uh, we, I don't know with that one either because he was in a rough shape. I was in a rough shape. And then I just was on the ground with him and I screamed for my parents. And then we all came and got the nurse, got the Hoyer lifts for us. Like we both needed Hoyer lifts and my parents had to do that. And yeah, it was like my grandfather was dying and I was like in the other room with him, like thinking I was dying, but I
Mhm.
had no one acknowledging anything. And so I'm like, we're in this together, buddy, but I don't have any answers. At least you know what's up. You're
Yeah.
95.
So what when you after that third concussion, physically and cognitively, what changed? What did you like? You said you were unable to walk after that, right?
Yeah, honestly, I was too weak. My muscles were so fatigued. It hurt so bad. I had everything you could imagine wrong. I mean, like some things are like more personal and like definitely more severe, but like even simple things like going to the bathroom can be extremely painful. Doing things like going up and down the stairs, I thought my head was gonna roll off. Just whoop, there it went. I had to wear a neck brace constantly. I bought so many neck pillows, things online. I couldn't hold it up. I was getting acne all over too because I'm just like this all day, like trying to hold it. I had no muscle strength. There was nothing holding anything up. I couldn't hold my stomach in. I still have like extreme bloating and swelling issues because my abs aren't small, like strong enough to stick to my spine to like swoop everything in.
Wow.
And so I'm just trying to, rebuild all that strength, but I feel like the head injuries made me have so much bed rest time that I literally started over.
Yeah.
I was in bed for like a year and then, oh, go work out again. I'm like, this is a disaster. It is a disaster, still is, but like it's improving. I'm learning more. It's going better. What can you do?
And goodness gracious, that's wild. Just how quickly they all happened, back to back to back.
Yeah, I think my someone was trying to tell me something and I wasn't
Just weren't
listening.
listening.
Yeah.
Did you were unable to swallow too, right? After
Yes.
that. So what
And chew.
how walk me through, I mean, did it feel like you were choking when you realized that?
Yes. So yeah, just like simple stuff like I mean, putting a rod and like a cornucopia in your neck and putting some metal in there is obviously going to cause some airway issues. I'd say since they told me the cage is too big for my neck and it's causing me sleep apnea currently. Insurance won't pay for my CPAP machine though because I inflicted this onto myself but to save myself so I wouldn't like lose the ability to walk. So that's been like one sub issue from it. And I'd also say the swallowing since the device is in my neck,
Mhm.
it takes like three times as much work as like it normally would, and chewing increases the tension headaches in my migraines.
Mhm.
And I just hold everything here. I mean, my incision was right here, so this and this, anything here is just a disaster, but we're
Oh,
working on it. And yeah, it's just I have a hard time singing. I have a hard time holding long conversations. I have my water here. I have like my little uh like mints to like help keep me, going, but I've had to go to speech therapy, occupational therapy. I've gone to like try to sing again. I like singing. I'm not the greatest, but it's like a good release.
yeah.
And I can't even make it through a whole song. And that's like one big one I had was like able to make it through like my first whole song, like singing. And I was like, ooh, we're back. Like, we
Yeah.
can do this. But again, like I've done so much conditioning and work to try to make my vocal cords and my throat and everything up here
Mhm.
try to keep up with everything in here and what I physically put myself through. So yeah, swallowing is not going well for me right now, and I'm still working on figuring that out.
Goodness. I know I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
Oh my, it's okay.
Uh, so the emergency surgery that you had,
Yes.
they went in, did they fuse your spine? Did they put discs in there? What did they do?
Yes. So they did a C5 to C7 anterior cervical disectomy and then a C6 cornucopy, cornucopy. It's like that cage around the neck essentially for the spinal cord, and then C5 to C7 fusion, anterior plating. So it's all on this side because this side's too kaput.
Yeah.
So they had to go in through my throat, which when they first told me that, I thought they were gonna cut all my hair off. I was like, you can't. I've never cut my hair. My hair's been here forever. Like it's my thing. I'm very proud of it. And I was like crying, like, you're gonna cut off my hair. They go, don't worry, sweetie. We're just going right here. And then I cried even harder. I was like, you mean I'm gonna have a slit throat for the rest of my life? And they're like, or you could die. I mean, I was working with people with like not the best bedside manner, but yeah, it was like reality hit me immediately, and I didn't even have time to process, like, oh, do you know how much weight hair is when you have a broken neck? Maybe you should like get a haircut, or like
Yeah.
there was all these things I didn't even have time to prepare for, and I could barely take care of myself and hold all this hair up for with a neck brace. I was
Uh,
just like shook about the approach, about the plan, about the delivery. It was all shocking, sudden, and
I mean, it was same day, right? You went to the ambulance.
yeah, it happened literally, and then they just brought me to the hospital and waited for a surgeon to come pick me up. Like they're like, we're waiting for one.
Terrifying.
So,
I I can relate to some extent, not entirely. So I broke my neck in the car accident. I broke
mhm.
C6, C7. I don't know if I told you that.
Yep.
Um, but I had to have artificial disc replacement. So they
Oh,
went through here. You can kind of see the scar. But it wasn't a surprise for me because this happened like a year and a half after the accident. They had told me
okay.
about it. So it wasn't like same day or I didn't wake up with it. But I was losing feelings in my arms
Yes,
just
I
because
do
of,
too, and they don't know what to do with me.
yeah. Wait, you're feeling it this way now?
Yes, I have numbness and tingling in my arms and legs at like all times. It's like electricity to put my hands above my head or put a hair up in a ponytail.
Mm.
I'm on the wait list with Mass General to try and figure that out.
Holy cow. So the surgery did not.
do
Was
anything to help besides, and they told me I'm gonna have this pain forever. They told me that oh, I was also right after the injury dropping everything. I couldn't hold anything. I broke my phone screen like 3 times. I cried every time. I beat myself up. I was like next to perfect before this accident, never made a mistake. Would like be a good Swiss and was prepared. And oh my goodness, I just couldn't believe I cracked 3 phones in one summer. I was like, What's wrong with me? I didn't think anything was wrong with me."
Jeez.
But I couldn't, even doing makeup, I would hold and I would hit myself in the eye and it would like cause an issue. I couldn't do makeup anymore. I couldn't, um, simple stuff. And I miss that. I miss putting on jewelry. And the jewelry sensation kind of sucks now. And I used to have like 6 necklaces on a day and like sleep in them. And I was like, it's just me. I feel beautiful. And now I'm like, focus. We're gonna wear one necklace. It's gonna be great. So we're making adjustments, but it's definitely like physically, I have not improved at all since these concussions. I'd say my mentality has gotten better, my mindset has gotten better, and a little bit less painful. I'm getting better at navigating things and how to like approach the pain and manage it.
Mm.
But yeah, we don't know what to do to make it get better at this point, and I've been searching high and low, and it's just tons of wait lists and we'll sees right now.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much for you. What what do you think? I mean, you're juggling so much. This
Hmm.
sounds like such a stupid question to ask, but what has been the toughest part of this recovery journey for you?
Um, I would say my acceptance, like radical acceptance. I was surprised about how long this recovery would take. Everyone I talked to said I'd be back skiing last winter.
Mhm.
Everyone I talked to said I'd be back working. Everyone I spoke with, all my doctors, I mean, I know they want to be positive, but my surgeon telling me that I'm going skiing next winter, I thought I was.
Mhm.
And hitting all those milestones where everyone in my peers, my family, my support system, like my doctors, everyone I know who can't really understand what's going on is like giving me all this advice and telling me what to do. And I I just am like, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's very hard to like show your slow progress to people. So I would say I'm surprised about how like the medical system is and my reaction to it. I wasn't prepared. I thought I knew the medical system before this, just going my annual checkups and stuff, and I've really gotten a kick in the butt and know what I need to do and where I need to fight now to get the healthcare I need.
I think that's one of the most frustrating things that I've discovered during my journey as well is the unknown. So many you I relied so heavily on medical professionals and experts and taking their word as Bible. Like, yeah, they have to be right. Like there's no
Hmm.
other answers. And then it just burning me time and time again where it's now when I go into a doctor's office, because the like headaches have been deemed uncurable for me. Like I
Yeah.
wake up with them, I go to bed with them.
Yep.
It's just like a hum on the radio, right? Like it's always in the background for me.
Hmm.
And I've been told so many times, hey, this is going to take the pain away for you. This will take the pain away for you.
Yes.
And now it's
Doesn't.
just, I have no expectations at all because I
Yeah.
kept getting so disappointed.
Yeah, the expectations thing is definitely something I had, like that radical acceptance, like this is reality, even though it's not your reality and how you want it to be. This is the situation and you're gonna have to make do with it. But I really do think like giving myself more slack now when I try things, is definitely a way to was helping me in my recovery, but it is hard.
Yeah. Oh,
Definitely is to
sure.
be nice to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the toughest parts is giving yourself grace because I
Yeah.
do not at all, ever. So you, after all these three concussions, right? Getting misdiagnosed or getting brushed off. And then people not taking you seriously, then they start to see, like these physical symptoms, right? Where it is tough for you to walk and challenging for you to swallow. What are the daily trials you face now and disabilities that you have since this brain injury?
Yeah, so I guess like on a good day right now, I'm still like constantly in chronic pain. Like as you said, I wake up with a headache and go to bed with a headache. The headache just fluctuates. It changes from like tension to here to it'll just move. The pain just goes everywhere. But at least I feel like I'm more mentally prepared to deal with it. Um, I guess I learned a good day. I learned how to properly pace myself to be able to accomplish my goals for that day. Now, my goals are obviously set a much lower, but we're at a different place now. And then I guess on a good day, um, I still drop things constantly. Gonna have to not get a phone that's difficult to repair. Um, I even with bringing plates up to my eating area from the kitchen to the table, I can't even tell you how many times I've just dropped it and I have no reason. It just drops. And I'll just cry. I like spent my whole day making that meal for me and I just turn around, I'm like walking to the table, and then I goof up on the last two steps to the table. You like dump it everywhere, and there's glass in it now. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna order like takeout at this point. But I feel like all these silly mistakes, I have a lot of brain fog, and I can tell to be a little like scattered in my I don't know, just my storytelling and processes. ADHD has been really hard for me since the accident, just working on my attention span and focus rates with so much going on at once. I feel like there's a million sensations hitting me a day, and I'm like, keep it cool, handle this, and your body's screaming, and inside you're like, it's okay. It's all these little things that make it a bit better. I don't participate in any sports yet. I'm working towards being more active. I'm just cleared for walking right now. I'm looking, yeah.
Wow.
So I guess that's a pretty sum of like it's getting better, but I mean, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, everything hurts. And you're like, all from your head? I'm like, the spine hits everything. I don't know, like everything just seems detached, and a migraine can make my arms and legs go numb in an instant. And they're like, that's not possible. And I'll be honest, I never believed in migraines
Mhm.
until I had this injury. I always was like, they just want to get out of sports or something. And then, yeah, I felt the wrath of God, and here I am every day with them. I was like, never again will I ever say that and shin splints. You always like make that up for sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What
So
what are some coping mechanisms that you have for those migraines? Do you use ice? Do you have rescue medications? What do you have that helps you out?
I've been so unsuccessful with finding any type of rescue medication. It sucks. I would love to just take a pill and make the problems go away, but it usually creates much more side effects that are harmful to me than are, good. So it's very hard for me to get on board with that. It will affect all my other medications. It's hell. But I also have the Ajovy or Emgality migraine shot. Um, I've now that is no longer covered by my insurance because I have not improved enough for their satisfaction. So I don't know. I don't know what to try next. It's honestly just ice and rest and neck pillows. Just always having support and moving my body, but in a really slow way. So like I have different stations in my house
Okay.
to like, okay, yes, you're bedridden today, but you're going to stay at this station and do this activity for, say, like 1 hour. And then that will just, even help me sit up my muscles, to build strength in that, or sit on the ground, do your like just fixing your core up because I would just go and lay in bed and deteriorate. And I'm now like worried the more rest I take for these migraines and all these and when I feel overwhelmed, when I'm overstimulated, when I have all of these like crazy head sensations, that's like the first thing I want to do is lay down, put the ice pack on, cold cap, lights out, silence. And that can be lonely, that can be tiring, and that can definitely take a toll on your body. It's not really working for me. So again, that's kind of why I'm in the community looking for answers and advice.
It's such a double-edged sword, right? Where your body's screaming at you, and all you want to do is go to that dark room and that quiet place. But then on the other side of it, it's not good
Yeah.
for your mental health, right? Like ostracizing yourself, and then for other
Mhm.
physical, like you said, your body. I mean, goodness gracious, just how weak you've gotten since being in bed so long, right?
It's ridiculous. And I used to be this all-star athlete, and now I am out of breath going up the stairs, like heartburn, like everything hurt, like it hurts so bad. And I'm like, I've never felt like this before in my life. No in sports injury, no other concussion, no this like that summer I did myself in. Still trying to figure out my Zen back together.
Oh God. And what year was this again? What's
2023.
okay, so we're 2 years in. You're 2 years
Yep.
in. Nice. Well, hey, welcome to the family. Uh that's
Thanks.
horrible. I'm 6 years in. This sounds so stupid. It's
Okay.
like we're freaking prisoners. We are. We're prisoners in our own bodies. I mean, that is what
Hmm.
it feels like. Before we talked, I've talked to a couple other people who have had decades with their brain injury, and
Yeah.
some even less than you. And what's sad to see is it's something we're always going to deal with,
Yeah.
right? Like, but you're an athlete. You have that athletic mindset, right? Like always wanting to get better, always wanting to succeed, which I think is a benefit for you because
Hmm.
you're not going to quit. And I think I'm fortunate in that aspect too. I was a D1 athlete in college. I was a diver, and
Wow. I can imagine that on the head though.
no head injuries for me while I was diving.
I know, but like
No.
now, if you wanted to get back into it, I'm like, ooh,
Absolutely not. Oh my God, that makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
right?
But it's that mindset, that athletic mindset, like no, like hey, today sucks, but tomorrow is going to be better. Like I'm gonna,
Yeah.
take a step forward tomorrow. I'm gonna have to send you some of the ice packs I use because they're game changers.
Oh, awesome.
I travel everywhere with them. That sounds so TSA, you can flying,
I
traveling.
need this.
Oh my
I
God. How do you do traveling? Is flying tough for you?
So actually that was one of my big moments actually. I was like my mom excuse me, both my parents being from Europe has always expressed like the importance of traveling.
Mhm.
We have done some pretty insane trips. I've been to some really cool places and I've learned a lot and I'm very thankful. At my grandfather, when he passed, left me and my family some inheritance to go on his, like a trip he planned for us that recreated his honeymoon with my grandmother. And I booked this trip while he was living with us and he paid for it. And um, we did the trip and it was awesome. But the thing about the trip was it was 6 months after my spinal fusion surgery. I already booked it before I had the injury.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a bit of an obstacle. We didn't know what to do. We went back and forth. Are we going to cancel? Are we going to go on? Are we going to cancel? But my mom asked one of our close family friends, who's a registered nurse, to come with. And my mom and I made the proper accommodations to make sure I would like physically survive the trip with like all time. It was so much work, and I will say that I'm very happy with how America uh, kind of treats disabilities in comparison to other countries. We've really come like are so much more progressive.
Mhm.
But I did survive, did have a great time, and instead of like hiking and doing all like the crazy stuff I had planned before, we actually used it to go see medicine men in various countries in Asia. that where the trip was planned to go and try to get more holistic ideas on how to recover. I've participated in tons of physical therapy, massage, meditations, like uh ceremonies, cultural dinners, just trying. I was really depressed, really sad, really in pain. And I just thought if I missed this trip, that it would set the tone for the rest of my life, that I'm going to miss everything. And I knew if I could pull off one of those giant trips, I mean, I went to 9 cities in 4 countries all throughout Asia over a month period. I didn't think I was going to survive. I cried almost every day, made it look great on Instagram, but I'll tell you, I was struggling, but I was so proud of myself. And I actually ended up doing a waterfall hike in Bali, which was my dream to do. And I successfully completed it 6 months after the spinal surgery. I was there with my neck brace.
Um,
Everyone thought I was insane, but it wouldn't be the first time I went on vacation with a broken bone. So
wow, talk about a big victory for you.
it
Good.
was. That was honestly one of the biggest ones. And it was just like my send off. And it's really changed my recovery like trajectory. I think that inspired me. Like there's more out there in this world. There look at everyone else and how they're overcoming their traumatic brain injuries. Aren't you lucky you live here? Like, just seeing everything and how real life isn't kind of all butterflies and rainbows. And I thought my life sucked and I took my butt over to, other places in this world and I was like, no, there's so much more than this chronic pain. There's so much more than this story. So my mom really pushed me to go on the trip. I couldn't have done it without like her and the nurse with me. But like we were determined, like we needed to go and I get we're in denial still, more radical acceptance to like rest and recover, and I have a hard time listening.
The same way. What kind of when you were booking this trip, this is after you booked it before the procedure.
Before the concussions, even this trip was like 5 years of planning.
Holy cow.
It was that big. We had a private driver everywhere. I had like made sure we had ice packs, IAC, like we had to upgrade everything, take out. It was so expensive, but like that was the only way we were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so the accommodations you had a driver for y'all. You had
yes.
made sure ice was readily available everywhere you stayed.
Oh yes, I actually brought my own water with me. I always bring like at least a 12 pack of my own water in the suitcase and it's so heavy, but I don't care because there will be points where sometimes you get a bad driver or sometimes you have a bad tour guide and they can mess up. And I was like, I'm prepared when they mess up. Is that like, but no, everyone was great. We didn't have many mess ups. I mean, yeah, the more water the better. Um, but it it went really well. I was pretty healthy. I managed. I had a lot of definitely culture shock, but I needed that kick in the butt.
Yeah.
I definitely did. So
Wow. That so my brother's been encouraging me to travel, which is awesome. Like I love it, but it is very taxing. I hate airports.
I
Uh,
hate them so bad.
like the overstimulation, the noises, the lights, the fat
The,
again, time management non-existent here after the
yeah,
accident. Like I need like one of those child leashes so they can take me to the gate on time. They don't, but like
yeah.
it's so tough to travel with. So I have these, I'll probably put one on soon because I have a really bad headache. These are the ice packs that I use.
Okay, cool.
They're like, have you ever seen these?
No.
They're like headbands. So you literally just put it on like that and they last up to 2 hours. Like these other ones that I've had are maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yes, all of mine are 15 minutes and I'm losing patience and my
Yo,
min like I have a mini fridge next to my bed that
same.
I can just go over and grab the ice pack and slap it on. I have like gallons of water next to my bed. Basically, I could live in that thing like forever, but I try not to.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
these are all like I have to wake up in the middle of the night. I can't sleep without ice packs. I sleep with
same.
them here, the neck brace, the 27 pillows. And then still in the middle of the night, I'm like, refresh the all new ice packs and all new pillow positionings, and it's hard to
Identical.
find anything that lasts.
Oh my God, this will help you out so much. I'll shoot you a text of what the information is for it. It was a game changer for me because those they almost look like ski or swim caps, right? They're pretty tight.
Yep.
They're like freezing. They feel so good. It gives you like a freaking brain freeze. Uh,
Nice.
these are very cold as well, but they're it's little cubes inside of them that have like refreezable ice in it or whatever. I don't even know how
Mhm.
to describe it. I travel with these. Like you can get these through TSA.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll travel with like five or six in a freezer bag, and that's my carry-on for the flight.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really good because I'm doing the disposable ones too right now, like the quick, like
it doesn't
crack
do
it and it works
good.
instantly. I'm like always one in my purse, and then I'm like, oh, but again, it's like a 10-minute relief, and then I'm like, where's the next one?
Yeah, I'll send this to you. With Amazon, you can get these by tomorrow
All
or
right.
yeah. But that's so interesting. I rarely find people have those chronic migraines and headaches, like where it's just nonstop. Um,
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people think I'm making it up. I mean, hell, I thought people were making it up until it was me, but
uh,
I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know how to like describe it to anyone on like how it feels to have a headache all day
looks so
long,
bad.
24/7. But I know there's everything changes and there's always, room for improvement. So hopeful in
Yeah.
that.
Look at that. Silver lining right there, being positive. Okay, I've noticed, and this is kind of a good segue into relationships and support for us. Headaches have been very restrictive for me to be as social as I once was. I used to love going out with friends. I used to love being at house parties. Sounds so silly because of my age now. They're like, like social gatherings.
Yes.
But now I have to really pick and choose what I can go to or how long I go there. And it has kind of affected relationships where I no longer get those invitations or people question, my reasons for leaving early. And they always say, well, you look fine. You seem fine.
Mhm.
But again, it's comes with a hidden injury. So have you noticed any of your friendships deteriorate because of the injury, or maybe it's because of a lack of understanding or willingness to understand from friends or family?
Yeah, I think there's been many situations, both my fault, maybe others, the situation's fault, that has kind of made me lose friends or I guess rotate through to find my people. I think it's kind of a good thing in a way. I mean, it was really hard going through. I did, I too like to go out in Boston and go to concerts and go on boat cruises and nice dinners and get dressed up with the girls, wear high heels, makeup, hair. I can't, we won't be seeing that anymore. Like it, that was the good days. And I guess I wish people would be like more patient with people that have invisible disabilities because they look at me and I look like the same Savannah that was, out there in Boston ripping the town a few, months ago, years ago, whatever. But now I have new abilities now, and to like kind of find someone who's willing to listen and like explain, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of, I guess, like compassion from the other person. So, and myself, because I've definitely been lacking in my communication since the injury. Again, it's hard to constantly be on the phone texting people, to be on social media. And then even when you do get together in person, if I have a bad day, and we just watch TV all day, everyone's gonna get really sick of watching TV all day and they won't come anymore. Or, you just lose those things that you had in common. So those people, to hell with them. It's fine if like they're in, out, whatever. I say I'm doing the best I can with what God gave me, and here I am. I'm going to do my best to be a good friend, and hopefully people give me grace while I navigate this really difficult time in my life, because there have been some people who have been less graceful. And I think it just takes some more awareness and a little bit more patience to just understand what we go through and, what we might need, whether it's silence or complete. attention. You gotta see the vibe that day.
Yeah, exactly. Who would you say has been your biggest support system?
So I would say my parents are definitely they're still financially supporting me. They take care of me when I have my bad days. I have a boyfriend now who I've been with almost a year, and he takes me to all my doctor's appointments and like cares.
Love that.
And that's nice, getting someone to go to your doctor's appointment is probably like top five least fun things to do. And I do it pretty often. So just it's nice to have a relationship that supports me and where I need to go to get better and, be normal again. But and then my grandma as well, and my grandparents. Three of them have passed, but I have one grandma still living, and she is rooting for me as well. So a lot of us, it's a small family. Most of them are in Europe, and there's like a lot of language barriers. So I'd say I struggled finding a really good support system because my support system was usually speaking German or, with them, and now I'm like I it's terrible. I suck at, some like I can't code anymore. I can't speak German that great. Just these little things I thought I had, but if I don't practice them every day, I lose it. And yeah, it can kind of it hurts, but I know I'll get there and the people will be patient with me. I'll learn German again and
Huge.
get to it.
Yeah, and no rush, right? Like you
Yeah.
give yourself some, grace along the way. This is not something I had in the rundown when I sent you these messages, but I am so curious about this. You don't have to answer if you don't want to,
Okay.
but I'll share my experience first if that'll make you more comfortable dating with the traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
Was that something you'd be willing to talk about?
Sure. If you can give me your horror story
Sure.
first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is I was so embarrassed of it. So embarrassed of the brain injury. And it was I am fluent in bullshitting. I'm fantastic at it. And redirecting questions. So
Mhm.
anytime it would circulate around, like I don't work anymore. I can't work anymore. Uh, Again, a news anchor and a reporter for ABC. Then I was a sales rep in California for a Fortune 500 company, like very high pressure jobs.
Yep.
And now my brain, it will not function that way anymore. The neural fatigue, the chronic pain, the short-term memory, just all stacked against me.
Yep.
And so, how do you explain to somebody that you're not working and you cannot work? And then that them thinking you're lazy or like there's such a negative connotation when you think of somebody for my age 30 32 unemployed. Whoa, dude, what are you doing? Like, what? That doesn't
Yep.
make sense. Okay, well then how do I tell them that I don't have a job without telling them why I don't have a job, which is the brain.
Yep.
um so it's dating was so difficult, and thank goodness I have a phenomenal girlfriend now who's completely understanding. um but I will say, in the beginning of our relationship, I was very reluctant to tell her. She knows everything now, but I
Hmm.
didn't put it all on the table right away. I would hide my ice packs. I wouldn't ice my head around her. Um,
Yep. Wouldn't wear the neck braces because it makes you have a double chin. I get it.
so for me, I think that, it was so tough because I couldn't be my authentic self, like who I truly was with the
Hmm.
brain injury, right? But then I also didn't feel like myself because I had the brain injury. It sucks so bad, but I think what I've learned through failed dating experiences and finding this incredible woman is embrace it. Like, don't hide your disabilities, your
Hmm.
injuries, what you're struggling with, because there is somebody out there that will take time to understand and appreciate it and still love you
It's
for who
true.
you
And I never believed that when I was going through a breakup right after, I mean, you're dating someone and the next thing you know, you're like, so I'm going in for emergency spine surgery. I hope you come high. Like it's a disaster, but we do our best as humans. Um,
Happy Thanksgiving. Emergency surgery tomorrow. Please show up. Thank you.
yeah. Next date.
Oh my God.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so tell me. Okay, so this guy that you found that you're dating that is taking you to these medical appointments. You found a freaking unicorn. How?
It's true. I didn't think the day would come. And honestly, how it happened, I was very embarrassed at first as well. Why do you have two master's degrees, but you're not working? Aren't you really smart? I'm like, yeah, but I can't really remember how to program computers anymore. And that was kind of like a big thing. But like, I know I could go, from that very high industry to, something more suitable for, this new version of me with the injury. But with with that, I'd say I didn't think I'd find him. He came along. It came unexpected when I got sick. I would get sick in front of him and basically just have to explain myself. And everything was going great for like 2 months. And then I changed a medication, like a nerve pain medication. And it just like that, I went back to not being able to walk, not being able to do anything, can cook for myself. And I was like, who wants a wife who like just lays in bed all day? And I was like, no one's gonna want me. I mean, am I like I was conditioned to, you know, have this certain expectation of what I should be, and I wasn't doing any of those things. And you complain constantly about having a headache and being sick, and the other person probably at some point in their life is going to have a headache and feel sick, and it's hard, to have that relationship where you're accepting of them coming to you with their problems as well as they're hearing you and your problems. So it just takes a lot of patience and understanding. And if we didn't hit it off like best friends on the first date, I probably wouldn't have like put him through that rigmarole.
Yeah.
But I like am definitely happy I did. I think like we should have moved faster in the relationship. Um, but I was very nervous. I didn't think if you saw all the horrible procedures I've had to be awake by and getting like needles into my spine and head while I'm like, and they're like, is it this one? And I'm like foaming at the mouth, crying. And it's like, this is not cute. But, when you get married and have kids, like you're going to want someone you can't like want to be cute. You can't be cute all the time. It's just not realistic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's really good that it happened earlier in my life because I definitely would have probably married someone that wouldn't have been the best type of caretaker or someone who's understanding for a condition like this because everyone's different. There's no formula. Everyone has a different symptom, a different intensity, different time. Everybody's different. So I just think it's a lot of patience, compassion, and learning. And I'm surprised there's still good people out there.
Blows my mind every
After
single
so
day.
many bad luck, so much bad luck, I was like, golly, this can't be true. So I was very hesitant in the beginning and slow, but he kept sticking around after every horrible neck procedure I've had, every neck brace, every
What a gem.
crying fit, and he's still here. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. My parents told me I'd find someone. I didn't believe them. It happened actually pretty in a pretty good time frame, right when I needed it. So
Oh, that
everything worked out so
makes me so
far.
happy for you. Yeah, our
Thank
parents
you.
are always right. My mom was saying the same thing, and I did not believe her at all.
Yep.
But it definitely comes when you're least expecting it. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. What is something you wish people would know about brain injuries? And it can be specific to you as well. Um, for me, like if this will uh kind of put it in perspective for you, I just wish um they understood the gravity of the new identity we're grappling with, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Um, oh, I hate it so much. Like I'm restricted on so much I can do, but I still want to be that old Evan, And it's having to
Yep.
say no when I wish I could say yes.
Exactly. And it's me making like those calls like, do I want to, you know, I do all these extreme things and keep up with these crazy sports and this very fast-paced life. Yes.
Mhm.
But is that good for me? And like, is that going to move me forward in life? And like, sometimes you just got to buckle down and it's not about having fun anymore. It's about putting in the work and hopefully the rewards will slowly start to come.
Yeah. God, that's so true. What keeps you going on the hardest of days?
Sorry, say it one more time.
What keeps you going on the
Oh,
hardest
okay.
of days?
So I'd say on my hardest days, it's a lot of inner work. You would think like, oh, go see someone. Not me. Fight all my battles in my head. It's me, my ego. It's the old me, the new me, wrestling each other. So when I get caught in like a really bad mindset, I like to picture myself as a little girl or just like look at a younger picture of me, and I try to comfort her like the little me instead of me in the mirror where I'm like, God, you blew up like a balloon from the steroid injection. You got a slit on your throat. You got acne because of this neck brace. And, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at like like the inner child, the little Savannah. And, I try to comfort her and be nice. And then I would say need like an animal companion to like get through those super anxious days. And when I have doubt, that's very soothing. Um,
Cat or dog person?
So I like both, but I've only had cats because my parents travel so much. They thought it would be mean to get a dog if they were like you know, always gone. So hopefully when they retire, and that could work out. But I've always had ragdoll cats,
Yeah,
and
cats are
they,
great.
they are like a special bred, like emotional support kitty. And that's just what this family needed. So
It was
we,
perfect.
yes. And even fish are very therapeutic as well. My dad is big into like aquariums and stuff, and so that's really soothing when you have an injury. He's the one who told me about it. That was his stress release when he broke his back.
Interesting.
And fish tanks are cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's so relaxing too.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Last question I'm going to ask you. If you could go back and tell yourself something, to the Savannah before the first concussion, what would you
Hmm.
tell
Uh, I would tell myself to slow down and listen to my body. Um, and trust myself over everyone else dismissing me. I was like, you're a doctor, you're smarter than me. And like sometimes that's not it. They don't have all the data. You have all the data. You know what's up. I mean, it's hard to analyze the data. Hell, yeah, that's why you get a doctor involved and they kind of help out. But um I just got one opinion. My brain, yeah, my brain was just in too bad of a shape to fight for myself, and I wish I just could have prepared better. Like don't have three incidents, just have one incident, and then nip that in the bud instead of just carrying on with the saga of the unfortunate events. But that, and I guess going to the hospital like right after the second concussion as well. But both those are like hindsight type of deals.
2020? We all learn. We all learn.
Yeah.
Man, damn, your story is fascinating. It's
It's
just,
very strange and it can't be tackled in like a quick sentence. And that's why I've had a really hard time, I guess, talking about it and organizing it after the brain injury. Because I'm like, where do I begin? Where do I end? I missed a million things, whatever.
yeah.
But, I'm doing my best. And I think I've definitely made a lot of progress, especially speaking about the injury with others and not getting emotional and not breaking down. So it's
Does it help
getting,
sharing the story?
sorry again.
Does it help you when you share your story? Is it almost like a release now?
I think it is. Yes and no. Um, I'm like that perfectionist, and so as you see, I like sent my outline to you before of like everything I want to cover, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm very like detailed oriented and like want it to all go right. And I feel like if I miss anything in the story that I'm doing like the story a disservice. So I'm all worried I'm missing key parts. I wasn't in my best right mind during these stories. Like I wish I could tell you about me in grad school without a brain injury. I'd be perfect. But like here I am where I stutter or get lost in my brain fog and it's a little disorganized and it's not the best communication, not the one that got me those degrees, but it's definitely getting better. And yeah, I say that's like my hope. Like things are getting better, I can deal with it.
That's, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. And if it makes you feel any better, you did a fantastic job during this conversation. If anything, you should be upset with me because I'm also following a prompt, the same one that I sent you, but it's so tough for me to stay on pace. Like, and
Same.
I was
Yep.
definitely jumping around on you. And I
That's
am
all
so
right.
sorry. And I'm sure I missed some questions. But what's cool is with this brain to brain podcast, that's the brain injury. Like I can
Yeah.
edit this up and I'll edit some of it, but it's not going to be, like
It's
some
not gonna be
wonder.
cute.
Exactly, exactly. And it's
It's
like
gonna be real.
it's going to be real and it's going to be backwards and they're going to have a tough time following why I'm asking certain questions or why you're saying certain things. But that's our life, baby. That's how we live.
Yeah. And I think it will help with the understanding too on, you know, letting people have a peek inside of our brain and
Or
our
chaos.
process.
With that being said, is there anything you would like to add or anything that I did blatantly miss that you want to touch on or you'd like to share with our listeners? Any shout outs you want to give? Want to tell us your favorite color? You let us know. Did we miss anything?
Well, I'd say when you start this journey, you don't really know like where to go or who to look to. I reached out to my state's brain injury association, and they actually had a lot of resources to point me into like directions where I could meet other people like me, and that has definitely helped. That's how I met Evan. That's how I'm here. So, yeah, I guess just don't give up on trying to find I guess your community, your support group, your people, I mean, they're out there. And honestly, like, yeah, I wouldn't be where I am without all that. So I think if anyone's like looking in and listening, if I'm okay, if you're okay, I think we'll all be fine in the end. But to really just stick, to those resources and just keep looking is kind of the main point here.
I'll talk about that initiative to look for those resources.
Yeah, that took months of therapy. I will be honest. Um, I would cry every time I look stuff up. I would read some because when you research something, you have to weed out the bad, not worth your time, the false, and then the real, and then other opinions. And so you're reading sometimes a lot of garbage. And you're like, oh wow, this one says I'm never having children. And then you like cry for 2 hours and you're like, okay, we're oversensitive.
Mhm.
We are in this, like, everyone's been throwing life and death at you for the past 2 years now. Like, there has to be a breakdown in a sense to, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there. Um,
You're good. You want me to bring it back?
yeah.
Okay, so I got the transcript running. That is what I'm going to refer to. So you're talking about the resources. Are you looking at the transcript too?
No, I don't have it open.
Okay, weeding out the bad, the good, the false, being told you might not be able to have kids, crying about it for
Oh,
two
yes.
hours. And
So, being doing research on your own health conditions can be really taxing, and emotionally hard. I had to like numb myself up, which is why I'm able to like talk through this, and I smile because I'm awkward. I'm like, what else are you supposed to do when your life is turned upside down? But laugh it off because it is embarrassing and awkward. But yeah, I needed a lot of therapy to be able to I guess look at things and not be like, that's what's happening to me. Like I would have to do a better job at analyzing things. So, but once I got confident in that, it became easier to reach out and to listen to other people. And then that kind of gave me more confidence to like come here. Like this is my first time speaking like about it really publicly with anyone, besides like my close family who, sometimes Eastern Europeans don't say all that they're feeling. So, so yeah, it is a very weird thing for me, but it's practice. It takes time. I couldn't have done this a year ago, so I've obviously been improving.
Yeah, that's huge. And I mean, thank you for stepping outside of your comfort zone and
Yeah, it's
sharing.
good for me.
It's huge. That's huge. And like that shows growth in itself too, right? I mean, it is unnerving. It is scary to share uh your story, my story with a complete stranger. Like we met a couple days ago through a support group, which was sick. But
Yep.
really you put a lot of trust in me to share your story on this platform, which I'm eternally grateful for. So I really
Yeah, well, thank you. I had so much in common with you. I was like, there was no way out. I was in. I was like, oh, it's the same shit, different day. I have to say hi.
Oh, incredible. Savannah, thank you so much. I just want to say what you've shared with me today is incredibly encouraging and motivational. And I know our viewers, our listeners are going to find that same sense of excitement and just encouragement through what you've told me today. And
Oh, so glad to be a help.
yes, yes. And the initiative you've taken to advocate for yourself, that's something I really hope people will drill into today from our conversation. It's so important. We are our biggest advocates. We're the only ones knowing what we're going through, just like you said.
Yeah.
But you are freaking incredible. Thank you so much. I know it's our second time meeting, but I do love you. You're an amazing human being, and thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with Toro and Tides and Brain to Brain.
Thank you so much for having me. I think this was amazing growing opportunity, and I'm very glad to get more support in this community because it can be very lonely and scary. So, love you too. Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
you said it back. Yeah. Hey, Fred, we will be in contact well after this interview.
Yes,
But thank you so much.
thank you.